This podcast is produced by OnPod, a video content studio near you.
Today we're here with Ibrahima Sako. He owns and operates the interpretation agency Sako Voices, which is a niche but essential service. We're very excited to have you here today. How are you doing?
Good.
That's good.
Yes.
So I guess we'll just jump right into it.
Okay.
So first, you've spent over a decade bridging communication gaps between cultures and languages.
Mm-hmm.
What got you started in the field of interpretation?
Okay, my journey for interpretation began with deep passion, not only for the communication, but also recognize how the language barrier can impact people. And then that I witnessed early, the miscommunication can impact people if it's healthcare or if it's asylum seeker. We need to leave this barrier between asylum applicant and then the lawyer to be very clear, understanding. Because I find the miscommunication make too much problem for people who come from the area we don't speak clearly French or English.
Yeah, definitely. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
You have a medical problem and you can't communicate with
you can't communicate. Yeah, that's the big problem.
Yeah.
I think about that. We need to find the solution for people to resolve that because they need to be here, but they have the lack of communication, and then we need person to translate the voice to the place where it's needed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so founding Sako Voices is a big leap. What inspired you to start your own multilingual interpretation agency?
Okay, it's come from the vision. It's not only for professional, but it was also cultural understanding. I want to highlight what's important, only not on the entrepreneurship, but how to merge cultural understanding and then entrepreneurship. Was the visions for Sako Voice to be established and then help people for that kind of need we have to spread.
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely filling probably a large gap in that area. Like I personally, I've never needed it, so maybe that's why I don't know. But you don't hear of interpretation agencies a lot, so. Oh yeah,
because it's not too much on the demand. But in my case, because I come from the country or where people need to be helped, they don't speak sometimes French, they don't speak sometimes English. I must be the voice to establish that it's connected to healthcare, asylum applicant, and then somewhere or police office. Yeah. Sometimes they need to express themselves, but they don't have and they don't know how to give the ID or something like this. That's why we find that solution to help people to resolve that issue.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a huge demand in areas like that. But yeah, so you speak a lot of languages. You specialize not just in English and French, but also African language like Bambara.
Yeah, it looks
Dyula.
It looks like the tree.
Okay.
You know, the roof is French and English, but I have to spread the branch to French or English or Bambara because in Canada we have two official languages, French and English. You know, but some people from Africa, they speak the same language, but they don't speak the same official language. Like people from Liberia, they speak Bambara or Malinké, but he can't speak French. He must express himself in English. Right. I'm here for that. And our company is here to help them to speak, to help them to speak in French, make the interpretation between French or English in Bambara or Malinké or Dyula, or to French or to English. We had to give them the solution to express themselves. We are their voice, and we help them to be understand and then to manage the problem they have.
Yeah, I like that tree interpretation. Like you got your root language and then you have to branch off.
Yeah, French, you know.
Yeah, cool. So can you share a moment in your career where interpretation didn't just translate words, but actually transformed understanding between people?
One of the profound moments during the legal case, like if it's an interpretation like on the courts, or we immigrant could express themselves, because when we have an immigrant, sometimes it can be the courts, sometimes it's on the airport, like the airport, they have the problem to express themselves.
Right.
And in that case, or in French or English, we interpret their story and then make them understand. It's not only the word, but it's also the nuances and the cultural background we have to express and to be understand when they want to when they speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's like a sentence, just like why Google Translate doesn't work with everything. There's like nuances and like slang.
Yeah. It's because when you translate, you interpret person, you're not only focused on the word, but you're focused on the emotion. You're focused on the cultural nuances. You're focused on the visual to translate accurately what they need.
Yeah. I guess that's why it's interpretation and not translation. Yeah.
But translation is word by word, but interpretation is we use the voice to translate the idea of people by vocal.
Yeah.
You know what that we did?
Yeah. Like,
and yes.
For sure. Like body language and everything too,
Yeah.
Like some body language is international, but a lot of it, it's cultural too.
Yeah, culture, because it's not like here in Canada where everybody have to go to school. But from the country like Ivory Coast, Guinea, Mali, everybody don't go to school.
Okay.
Yeah, some never speak French, even they live at that country, or English. And then, but they travel, and when they travel, they need people to express themselves because they can't speak French, they can't speak English.
Yeah.
They need people to say that I need, that I want to be understand for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we establish ourselves as not only for business, but to advocacy for the person who have the needy in the context.
That's important too. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So, in your work with NGOs, legal systems, healthcare, and immigration, what are some of the high stakes challenges interpreters face that most people wouldn't expect?
The misunderstanding on the immigration or healthcare or NGO is first is cultural and emotional ways we have to manage that when people or the applicant or immigrant come to express themselves. We have to find and then help them not only by the word, but to understand the emotion and then help them to express themselves, because it's very complicated sometimes for them. Yeah. They must be confident. They must be accurate what they say, and then to listen. And then because sometimes they have the problem, the listening, because the fear is too much than what they express. And then we have to be here to guide them how they can
express
themselves.
Healthcare workers professionals. Yeah. I get that for sure. Mm-hmm. Do you have any examples of when, say, someone was like extremely sick or something like that, and like it was up to you to almost save them, or like, this is just a personal question, which we don't have to go over, but
it's happened when when it's airport. Mm-hmm. It was one lady and 3 children, but she can't express herself. It was on the border, US and Canada, and then she was there. When she talked, it was very complicated for her to be understood by the agent and the border. Mm-hmm. When I came to talk to, they call me and they do the interpretation for them. And I can see how satisfaction was when she I get her to her natural language. So naturally, she was very happy. And then I see she was happy. I have 3 children, and the winter was complicated. But when I translate, she was very happy and confident for that case. For me, I see it's not just business. It's only help people to be understand and to go beyond the difficulty, even if it's a language barrier.
Yeah, and to relieve stress too. Like, I'm sure she must have been stressed. Like, I know my mom's stressed to go to the airport, and she speaks English. Everyone speaks English, so I'm sure.
Yes, when I ask her, you want to eat? She doesn't understand what that means. And she have 3 children, and then she have the difficulty to say what she need, what to do. I understand. I say, okay. When I speak, and she was very confident and then happy to hear the language for African language speak in the country. If she don't know no one, everybody is different. And then I greet her. She was very happy and they were confident, and then the problem was resolved. This is the example I can share to this studio today, because I'm happy not only to serve to be interpreter, but I'm happy to serve people to express themselves, to become their advocate, and then to let them see you don't have no boundary in this world. As soon as we have the possibility to help you to go beyond the difficulty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's very important. To make them feel safe, and then also you can go and do these things. That,
yes.
Sometimes. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. That's cool. So starting and running an interpretation agency means managing both language and logistics. What's been the biggest surprise about leading your own company?
Okay, build my own company was. As I say, it was from the vision and become my mission after, because it's not only focused on the communication, but it's also focused to combine how entrepreneurship must be merged with cultural nuances and make them together to benefit people. I say this is very important. It was my vision, not only the communication, but beyond that vision, I want to make that the mission to help people to go beyond the language barrier to be understood.
Yeah. Limitless. I like how you said that. You can go do whatever you want. Like make the leap first, and then the language will come later once you jump in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. So you also mentor interpreters in Canada and abroad. What advice do you give newcomers about balancing accuracy, speed, and cultural nuance?
Okay, that's very important, because sometimes, that I say early when I've been in the studio, for me, I used to take earphone. You understand? Because sometimes they need to speak clearly to express themselves, to be confident. Because if I don't understand, if I don't hear what he said, I can misinterpret what he said. This is very complicated. What I advise to newcomers, they have to be confident, because they come from far away to be here. It's not, they don't have any reason to continue to have fear. As soon as you have some people who can help you to go beyond the language boundary, you have to express them yourself, tell exactly what you need, and then speak clearly, not to avoid or to have the memory loss. You have to have the memory and then speak clearly, because that helps interpreter to vehicle your message. But if I don't understand, if I don't hear, make very stressful the work.
Yeah, stressful for everyone, I'm sure. Like they've got a lot at stake too.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you ask some people, because when you ask them, they don't went to school. We have the phrases, they organize the words, but some people never went to school. When you ask the question, they don't know how to start, where to go. Okay. Too much mistake. That's why I tell them to be confident, to be accurate, not to part too much, not to give the answer by opinion, but give the answer by the fact.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes they give the response by opinion.
Okay.
But the question is not about opinion, but the question is about the fact.
Right.
You have to be focused for what matters, not what you think it be good to build. the confidence.
Which is like very vulnerable too sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you have to be vulnerable to be able to do that.
Yeah. It's very challenging work, and then I'm very happy to do that because I know that will impact the community and they help people to be confident. And then I know they have too much problem, but when the language problem is resolved, that's the big fact for them.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you match interpreters to specific events or industries to ensure the best communication outcome for the client?
Yeah, we do our best for that case, we do our best to the skills of the language, to be sure you understand the language you want to interpret. And then we focus on so expertise. It's when we collect expertise, that's very important, because if someone is very good in healthcare and then interpreted for healthcare, he must know what the terminology and the healthcare manner. And then when it comes to legal, I have to find the people who know the terminology of legal. And then we do both together to be sure you speak very well, you understand the language, and then you also have some expertise for the domain you are applying for, you assign for interpretation. If you have some people who work on the financial department, and then you have interpretation of that domain, we can this is your skills for language and the skills for this expertise that we need, and then we will assign you for that, because you have financial background, or you have healthcare background, or you have a lawyer background. We work like this to match the work.
Yeah, that's
and then also we have to manage the time zone, because it's a different time zone sometimes. We don't have same hour, and then we have to work on that also to organize.
Yeah, it's a lot of organizing.
Too much organize. If I work today, I work from here in Ottawa, work on the Alberta.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to prepare many things before to start to do that. But takes week before to do the interpretation, because it's a remote interpretation. I'm not there. This is the example to link to what I said, the expertise of language expertise, and then professional expertise. We work too much on that to be good interpreter.
Yeah, so you work with people from all over the world then, because you have to hire for these specific roles.
Yeah.
Like a finance they have to speak that language, so I'm sure.
And they understand. Sometimes I have to be in the night here to manage with people we have on the time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, so a lot of scheduling for sure. Do you have a lot of employees, or like do a lot of?
Yeah, but what I do is not to employee, it's a freelancer. And I can't keep people now.
Okay, so you contract them.
I contract them based on what I have. And then I do what I say I have to verify too much things. Because we need the customer satisfaction. My client must be satisfied for what I provide. And then I have to be sure the person match with the assignment I give to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a very people-intensive job. You're constantly communicating, of course. So you have years of experience, and technology has changed drastically in the past few years with AI and everything. So how is technology changing the interpretation profession, and what steps have you taken to adapt? Yeah,
that's a big question. And then before, I remember 5 before COVID, I remember the most of my interpreter was face-to-face. I have to go to deal with the customer, maybe healthcare, or go to the asylum application, the courts. I must be physically present. But after, this is my memory, after COVID, we had remote interpretation. We have AI tool. We have also we have many things now make interpretation very easy, because we don't need first time to be on site and then go to face-to-face. Now we can stay at home and then do the interpretation far from where we live. That I appreciate that, and then I'm very happy to have this now because make our job very easy. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's like more globally connected, I think.
Yeah.
Right? That's awesome. So with AI translation tools becoming more sophisticated, what do you see as the irreplaceable value of human interpreters? I feel like you did go over that a little bit with like the emotion behind people talking and body language. But is there anything else that you would really underline?
Yeah, it's good. Machine translation is okay, but the machine can't see the people emotion, the cultural nuances, and the hesitation. If I follow people in the interpretation, sometimes they have hesitation, but the machine can't understand that, the machine can't also understand people cultural nuances. This is the machine is okay, but the interpretation of machine is very limited. For me, human interpretation will remain important, and then we have to. I think this is very important. If we say healthcare or if we go to law office, we need to be very careful if we want to interpret some people, because if I interpret some people say I'm sick for here. It's not only the word is said, but how it's feel, how is the nuances, how is the hesitation, how was with the visual. I have to, not only the word, but I have to see the person sometimes to express them, the emotion, the thing, but the machine can't do that.
Yeah, totally. I like the thing you said about hesitation too, because then within that hesitation, you can see like, oh, is this opinion or is this fact?
Yeah.
That looks like an opinion. Like,
yeah.
How about we elaborate?
Yeah. That's very important.
Yeah. So, AI
and then
taking these jobs anytime.
Yeah. And there's sometimes the machine can't, this in France, sans sentir, like I'm sit here. I feel I'm sit here.
Right.
This is a feeling. Human being can understand, but the feeling, the machine can't understand the feeling of a person.
Right. Yeah. That's important for sure. So looking ahead, how do you think remote and hybrid interpretation will evolve, especially for international events and organizations?
I think this is very important to continue. I know the machine interpretation is growing now. It's very important and continue to grow. But we can't, human interpretation also is very important, what I said, because we are faced with human being, and then something is there, is natural. Nothing can replace that. Human being can help human being on some case, not the machine. It's very important. It's growing, but it's growing for one side, but not both sides. You and me, we know what the feeling, what the hesitation, what we have very important thing to see when it's happening. But the machine go like machine. I know they grow. That's very important, but it's not sufficient to.
Yeah, it can probably take over some aspects of it that, humans.
Yeah, so some aspect for human, but look at when people is on the stressful manner and then want to, when people go to the border, US and here, they have very stressful thing and they want to absolutely come here or they want to absolutely be understand, and then they take time, they can see different word for the one ID. They see that and then this change, they see another one because they are not themselves now. They are not stressful. They are on the stress. Yeah. That's why I focus more on the machine, but for human to be important.
Yeah, we don't need machines. We don't need them. So for listeners, many listeners work in multicultural teams or global businesses. What are some simple ways they can improve communication across languages, even without an interpreter?
Well, that's speaking clearly. You have to speak clearly and then avoid the jargon. Sometimes when you see the jargon, it's local understanding, but not global understanding. You can see the jargon for specific local word understand under this place, but it's not for everybody. And you have also to use visual. Visual is very important when you're on the side.
Right.
Yeah, that's the element I can tell about the topic.
So like talking with your hands, would you say is important to do, or?
Yeah, it's important sometimes to do. Me, if I do the interpretation like a VRI, like a video interpretation,
Okay.
I'm not close to the person.
Right.
Maybe he's live in Vancouver. I'm here. Sometimes he can't speak, but I can understand when he use a hand visual. I can understand, and then I can help. I can interpret by see is what he manage the hand, what the visual.
Right.
Yeah, but if it's OP like OPI like all over the phone interpretation, sometimes I have to tell the person speak very high, clearly, and go slowly, not too much, because I will miss more information to share with the agent or person is on your intake process. You have to speak clearly. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. You are here for the solution. And then I'm not close to you. I live far from you. You have to speak to make the job very easy to be gone.
Yeah.
But if you are not confident, I have a big problem in my hands, because you pass by me, but who intake your situation focus on me also.
Right.
I have to think on my hand, because very stressful if you don't speak clearly.
Exactly. Yeah. You're the middleman, so you need to make sure that it's
yeah.
Interpretation. Yeah. So if someone wants to learn a new language to expand their opportunities, what strategies or mindsets do you recommend?
I think you need to practice. You need to practice. You have to watch the video, listen to the radio, go to the place where you can communicate with native language. Don't be shy. Go and then talk to people. Every word, 1 or 2 words by day is the success, because you continue to practice. The problem for interpretation is the interpreter must be confident also.
Right.
Because if you're not confident, it becomes complicated for the rest of the person.
Yeah, you can't be saying, I think he means this, but he might mean this. And then, everybody's uncomfortable at that point, right?
Yeah, because why I tell that, because when I see we do the interpretation, like conference interpretation, and then we have also consecutive. But when it's come to be conference interpretation, it's a very, very difficult interpretation we have to do. And then you have to follow the person word by word.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
If it comes like this, interpreter must be very confident, must practice more, must be, must communicate with, and then have to not just go to school, yes, but go to watch the film, listen to the radio, sometimes the music, and then you have to be the community to help them, volunteership, everything, like to express, to enhance your language skills.
Yeah, totally. I like that. You have to practice with someone else, which is daunting sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we do have a guest coming on later on who does have I guess it's a language agency where she gets people together so they can practice the language, which is really awesome.
Yeah, because it's also when you go to newcomer center, they have some possibility to help people to go to English class or French class. That also is very important to take that as the resources. And also, when you come to that way, you have to be, I go to the community center. Okay, I'm here. If you need interpretation on healthcare or lawyer, I can help you voluntarily to do that for you. That give you more open possibility, and then you practice your interpretation skills. You can have all certificate, but if you didn't practice, it's still difficult to start.
Yeah, that's the part you really have to spend a lot of time on. Yeah, that's funny. I was in French immersion for like 11 years and I still can't speak French. But so you can be in those classes for years on end and still, if you don't practice, it's
you can't do nothing, yes.
Yeah, crazy. So where can people connect with you or learn more about Sako Voices work?
Okay, to learn more about Sako Voices, we have communication tools like a website. You can go to www.sakovoice.com, or you can contact us or info@sakovoice.com. Also, we have a free number, 855-447 and 5875 extension 1. You can communicate with us.
Nice. We'll link it. Don't worry. We'll link it. But yeah, last one for the podcast guests, I guess, or our podcast in general. Is there any one person that you met that really changed your life trajectory, helped you, gave you some values, like any one person that kind of almost changed your life?
And this interpretation and this
in anything, like maybe propelled you towards this direction, or someone that you really think is influential to you that you look up to for confidence, maybe
for building the company.
Sure.
Yeah, but that I said, first for me, I was the important thing for me. It's come from my history, and then I was in Calgary when I came back from France. First time I've been there, I was working on the manufactory and so the factory and then the restaurant. Sometimes I have a lot of difficulty, and the people come to help me. That influenced me.
Right.
I see how we need to be understand when we are somewhere no one can understand us. We become very frustrated, and
it's a lonely feeling.
Yeah That's why I was influenced by that. And then when I see in the courtroom, I see how they interpret language. I'm very, very concentrated about that, how they vehicle the message from one side to one side, and then to be understand, and then to be solution for the people.
Yeah, I could see that. Like if you're watching something and you're watching body language, because not everybody can do that. Like you almost get secondhand embarrassment, or like want to jump in and be like, no, I don't think he meant that. Right? Like I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you very much.